All right, so today we're going to talk about figuring out hard words. So how to figure out those hard words you don't know while you're reading. All right, so yesterday, while I was updating our Canvas page for today, I watched a tiny ant as he made his way across my paper. To see what he'd do, I laid my pencil across his path. I thought he would climb over it, like one of those monster trucks. Have you guys ever seen monster trucks? Maybe, maybe not. Like one of those monster trucks that climb up and go over a hurdle. Instead, the ant turned left, walking patiently along the length of the pencil. I realized that my thin pencil felt so high to the ant that he didn't even consider climbing it. Instead, he got sidetracked and started walking in the other direction altogether. I felt sorry for the little guy, removed the pencil, and pretty soon he found his scent trail again and moseyed off in search for lunch. I'm telling you this story as an example of what not to do in reading. You are all working hard to read in a minds turned on, hard work, gritty kind of way. And as part of that, I think you know that when you come across a difficult word, you can't be an ant that gets sidetracked. All right, so today I want to teach you that readers with grit move over the hurdles of hard words, just like monster trucks climb over hurdles. Readers never give up. They don't take a detour from the trail of the story. They try one strategy and then another to figure out a hard word. All right, how many of you guys have seen people run, like cross-country runners, and then them jump over the hurdle? How many of you guys have seen that, where they jump over the hurdle when they run? All right, so it's like that, right? The runners don't just run around the hurdle, they jump over them, because that would take them longer to run around.
I had that in baseball practice.
Yep.
Because we were like doing like running.
Yeah.
We would like score bases. I think we had those.
Yeah, so that's what I would think about if you haven't seen monster trucks. Just maybe think about when you're running. All right, so let's look at a snippet or a short part of from Stone Fox. I'm going to be the reader, and will all of you guys be researchers? So you're going to take mental notes of the reading work I do when I come across a difficult word. I'm going to be like that monster truck or that runner. Nothing will get in my way.
There's only 5 of us in this whole entire room.
Nope, there's 15 of you.
What?
Yep. All right, so Mayor Smiley.
No, 7.
Are we ready to listen? So Kamai and Dejay, I need you to rename yourselves to your names, please. All right, so here we go. Mayor Smiley mopped sweat from his neck with a silk handkerchief. Handkerchief, I'm not sure of that word. Although little Willie thought it was quite cool in the room. What are some ways I can try and figure out that word? Hanker, hands,
I already know the word.
Yarn. Well, don't say it. I'm going to think of some strategies. How could I figure out that word? How could I figure out that word? Does anyone have a strategy for me? Does anyone have a strategy for me? All right, so one strategy is chunking the word. All right, so I'm going to chunk that word into 3 different parts. Hang or hand, cur, and then I see the word chief. So I know that word is, so I could chunk those together. Hand, cur, chief. What else? Is there another strategy? Destiny? Gotta unmute yourself. Destiny, you got a strategy? No? Okay. All right, does anyone else have a strategy I could use to try and identify that word? Raylan, I'm not sure you're listening to me. All right, another strategy is I'm gonna think about the story. All right, so it says, Mayor Smiley mopped sweat from his neck with a silk, and then that word I'm struggling with. And then I'm gonna go ahead and read past it. Although Little Willie thought it was quite cool in the room. So something that Mayor Smiley would wipe his sweat away. All right, are there any other strategies you guys can think of? All right, I could also ask, does it look like a word I know? Does it look like a word I know? And when I chunk that word, I see the word hand and chief. So I can do that. All right, asking, does it sound like a word I know? And then the last strategy is trying out different sounds. Okay. All right, so those are the strategies I could use to try and
I just
say that word. Okay, so now I'm going to put those three parts of when I chunked the word, I'm going to put those three together. Handkerchief to get handkerchief. The thing that the mayor is using to wipe his sweat is a handkerchief. Okay, so I have heard that word before. I've just never seen it written down. And so that makes sense to use a handkerchief to wipe away your sweat. All right. So do you see how I use those different strategies to help me get to the word that I did not know? Does that make sense? Using those different strategies if I come across the word while I'm reading? Because I don't want to just go around it and just keep reading and just say, oh, I don't know that word. I want to identify the word so I can better understand the story. Does that make sense? Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense why we need to identify those words we don't know. I see Gabe, Irsu, Paxton's thumb, Kamaya's thumb, Charlie's thumb, Natalie and Caitlin.
Here I go. Welcome.
Heavenly, Raylan, Oscar, Kamara. Does that make sense? Destiny, does that make sense what I just taught? Because I didn't see your thumbs. Oh, Oscar, you're frozen. That's why. All right, Raylan, you're the only thumb who I haven't seen. Does that make sense what I just taught? Awesome. And then Destiny, we can't see you. Okay. So